Hi guys, my name is Janeta. If you are new to my channel, welcome. My channel is called Zaza Line, and we make every week. I make different projects. I do embroidery, bags, sewing in general, but mostly bags, pouches. But today's tutorial, we are making this bag. It's a little bigger, but not huge. So it is on the other side. We have a pocket. It is a combination of vinyl, which is this material, and this is the waterproof canvas. So but you can use any kind of combination, anything you want. This one is very easy. There is almost no hardware except of these little rivets. You can see them. And I have my logo, my tag on the bottom. But otherwise no zippers. It's very easy. So when we open it up, there is lining. It's fully lined, and it has a pocket, one large pocket inside. There's one more pocket on the outside, I mean inside. So this is actually against my body. So the inside pocket has magnetic closure. So that's the only hardware. If you don't have any hardware, that's okay. You can do it without. It's just some extra so it looks pretty. Yeah, so it has very easy closure. Just a flap that you put it over. But that's basically what we are doing today. So stay with me, and let's get crafting. Okay, so this is all the material we will need. There are quite a few pieces we will need today, but we will go one by one and step by step to finish this project. So let's just do first thing. So some of the pieces will call for fleece interfacing. There's only few of them, so that would be the B. By the way, you can purchase this pattern on zazaline.com. I will put the link down below. But yeah, this is it says the fleece interfacing. So we are gonna do a little prep work. So all the pieces which will need interfacing is the beam. This is for the logo if you have one. Then the flap, so that is calling for one. This is just the strap. This is the pocket. This is the pocket, and this main piece is calling for interfacing. So I usually cut my interfacing a little bit smaller, even though I have a good sewing machine, industrial machine, and my machine can do the layers. I still prefer to make it a little bit smaller. I notice if I use the steam, it helps a little bit. It just sticks to the fabric a little easier. Okay, so we are gonna take the piece E, and don't forget, when there's fold, that means you have to fold the fabric when you are cutting it, and cut it this way so you have it twice as long. I was just trying, when I was designing the back and making the pattern, I was trying to save the paper so you don't have to have the double amount of the paper that you have to print on. And so this is just a easier way to print it out, basically. So let's take this piece and we will prep. This is the inside pocket. So this is my, I know it's probably hard to tell on the camera, but this is the wrong side. This is the good side. So let's put the wrong sides. So we are facing the wrong side. So the good side goes inside. And what we will do, we will just go around, but we are gonna leave a little piece open because we will have to flip it over later. So just let's sew this part. Okay, so we did top stitch right here and we left a little opening. Now we will do this inside out. And if you have some kind of a tool to help you look at the corners. And this is going to be our pocket, inside pocket. Okay. Okay, so when you flip it inside out, you can bend these two pieces and you can go to the ironing board and just make it nice and flat. So it's going to be easier to sew it later on. Let's make it nice and flat. Okay, so when we finished this prep work for the pocket, we will take the F piece, which is the bias accent fabric, and we will put it on the other side from here. We will sew this later, but now we will bend this in half and we are just gonna wrap the edge. And it's a vinyl, so I don't really want to iron it. So just like this. And then we will go to the sewing machine and we will top stitch right here. Okay, so now we are gonna take, when the pocket is done, it's just a nice accent color, so this is how it looks. Both sides basically look the same. And we will take the main panel, which is the letter A. And again, don't forget, when you're cutting the pattern, you have to, this means fold. So you have to fold it, you have to fold your fabric, then place this and cut it out. This is gonna be the double the size. And now we are gonna secure the pocket on one of the panels. So let's find the midline first. So let's go in the middle and we are just gonna make a little mark here. And we will make a mark here on the bottom. Okay, we will do the same thing here. And maybe we can just press with fingers. Okay, so the midline is right here, right here. So let's put it a little bit lower because we are gonna sew on top, so this part is gonna be probably this low. So yeah, I think this looks good. So let's put it more towards the bottom. And this is my midline, and we are gonna secure it with pins. Okay, so we will take it back to the sewing machine and we are gonna stitch all the way around. We are gonna leave this open, that's the pocket. So we are gonna stitch here and here. Okay, so our inside pocket is done. I will probably keep it nice and big. If you want, you can sew in the middle and have two smaller pockets. But I'll just leave it as one big pocket. And now let's grab the panel B, which is the bottom panel. So we are gonna take the one lining and then we will take the lining. For me, it doesn't matter which side because they are both the same. But you are gonna put, if you have a print, you will take the good side, the right side, and you will put it towards here. And again, we have to find the midline. So I still have my midline here. I know it's hard to see, but it's right here. So let's do a midline on my bottom panel, and when we are doing it, let's do both sides. Okay, does it show? Yeah, so there's my midline. Okay, so then we are gonna put the midlines together just like this, midlines together, and we are gonna go back to the sewing machine and we are gonna stitch right here. Okay, so we have done one part. Now we will take the other piece of the lining and we will do the same thing. So we are gonna find a midline, here, and midline here. Okay. Okay, and so we will flip this over. Have the midline. Oh, here. The midline in here. Okay, and again, we have the midline that we did before, the little mark here, and we will put them together. Okay, make sure the midlines are where they're supposed to be. Okay, and again, we will go back to the sewing machine and we will sew right at the edge. Okay, so we finished the lining part. So we have the pocket, we have all the three pieces put together. So now we will put this on the side, and we will bring the panel D, which is the outside pocket. And again, when you are cutting the fabric, make sure you fold the fabric first, and this is the fold, so you have to make this twice as big. Anyways, so now we have the main fabric and the accent fabric, and we will put them the right sides together. So in my case, this is my right side. I know it's hard to see on the camera, but one is shiny and one is a little bit dull. So the good sides will be facing each other. We are gonna top stitch just on the top. We are not gonna do the sides or the bottom, just the top. So we just did top stitching on the top. Later on we will do the bottom, but now we have to put these pieces in. So that's the magnetic closure. Ooh, it's pretty strong. And I will link below where I got these. I actually got them quite flipped. I got them on a website. I will link it below. But anyway, so now we have to take the wrong side. So we are looking at the wrong side. Now we have to imagine where we are gonna do the stitching. So the stitching is gonna be somewhere here. So we have to put it much lower. So I would put it around here, about 1.5 inches. Let's do about 1.5 inches, because we are gonna do the top stitching. So it's gonna be somewhere here, because then the top stitching will be here, so we actually have enough space in there. Okay, so we are gonna find a midline. Okay. So the midline is here. And it doesn't really matter that much, because nobody's gonna see where it is. Okay, and now the this side, so this is gonna be right here. So we are gonna put the wash underneath. So we said it would be somewhere here. So let's just put it in. We will make little marks. Okay, so little mark here, little mark here. Okay, so now we know where the reaper is gonna go. And again, I'm leaving one large pocket. I could have done two smaller pockets, but it just I think when we have the closure, if you don't have these snaps, the magnetic closure, you can definitely just you know, divide the two, or divide the one into two. So we'll just, oh, I need the reaper. One, second. So let's put a smaller one. So that's the female. This is the, no, this is the male and this is the female. So the male is gonna be on the pocket side. And I like them just spread out like this. Okay. Okay. And okay. And I just have a little bit of the fleece interfacing, and I'm gonna cover it up, and I will iron this on. It just, I don't want this to be rubbing against the fabric. So let's just iron it. Okay, it's attached, nice and smooth. Good. Okay, now when we are here, we can maybe iron this part. Yeah, there's the vinyl, so I don't want to put too much heat. Just a little bit. Okay. That's good. So this is inside of the pocket and this is outside. Okay, so let's put all the outside pieces together. So we have our outside pocket, we have the two main panels, and we have the bottom one. So let's start with this one. So that's the pocket. We have the closure, and we will put it the right side. So we are looking at right side up. Make sure that it's on the bottom, it's nicely aligned. Okay, good. And now we are gonna take our bottom piece and we are gonna put it on the top. But first we have to find the midline. So let me just secure the sides so they don't move. Okay, and let's flip it over and find the midline. Okay. I don't know if it shows. Well, it's here. I can see it. Okay, so that's the midline. We will do the same thing here. I think I will need the other one. This one shows a little better. So let's do it on both sides. And let's do the same thing in here. Okay, so now we have the midline and we will put it right here. And then we are gonna top stitch the whole bottom. So that way we are gonna secure the bottom piece too. Okay, so we have done this part, and I also secured the sides. Um, you don't have to do it, you can do it later. It's a little easier to manage, so it's not always flopping around. So now we will open it up and we are gonna top stitch right here. Okay, so we top stitched on this side. Now we are gonna take the other panel and we will do the same thing. So we have the midline, and we will top stitch right here. So again, the good sides are facing each other. We have the midline, and we will do the same thing we did on the other side. Okay, so now we are gonna put the other part in here, and let's just make a mark where it is. So let's flip it over, and I can actually feel it with my finger where it is. It's right in here. So I make a mark, and so that this piece is gonna go right here. So this is my midline. Let's do a little mark. Bring it closer so you can see. And now I will use my reaper. Be careful so you don't go on the other side. You just want to do these little marks on the outer fabric. Don't cut the pocket. Okay, so we put this in here. Okay, let's just make sure that this is right. Okay, so when we turn it over, yes, it works perfect. You see, it's not in the middle. I don't know what I was doing. Mistakes happen. It's supposed to be right in the middle, so a little bit over, but luckily nobody can see because it's a self-closing pocket. Okay, so this is it. So as I usually do, I will use little piece of my fleece, and I'm just gonna cover this area. Okay, so now when we have that closure done, we are gonna flip it so it's we are seeing the wrong side up, and we will sew the sides. So we are gonna do this side only up to here, and the same thing on the other side. We will just sew this side. Okay, now we are gonna box the bag, so we will open it up here. And we will box it like this. Okay. and we will do the same thing on the other side, and then we will sew right across. Okay, so we did the sides on both sides. Okay, so this outer back is done. We can put it on the side, and we will work on the lining. So we will do exactly the same thing. We will flip it inside or outside in, and we will top stitch on both sides. So the same thing what we did with the outer layer, we will do with the lining. Okay, and then when you are done, you can just make this nice and even. Okay, but yep, that's it. So when we flip it the other way, the right way, so this is how the lining looks like. Okay. Okay, so I have already prepped this one side, and we are trying to make the strap as wide as possible. So we are not usually, we go all the way to the midline, and basically we have half of the size. I want the strap to stay pretty wide, but I don't want to see any raw edges. So what I did, I marked a 1/2 inch, and then I will take my tape and I will go right underneath the tape, the marks, all the way on the other side. So press it down. Sometimes it's a little challenging to remove the tape. There we go. And voila. Oh, this one is undoing. Okay, let's just put clips in there. It's not sticking as much as I would like it to stick. Okay, it just needs a little help there. It's gonna stick. Usually we would iron it and it would stay in the position, but this is vinyl and we don't want to iron vinyl because it can melt, it can get damaged. It happened to me before. Anyway, so we put the tape in and now we are gonna fold it. So we will find the blue mark and we are just gonna fold right where the mark is and press it down. And again, this is the blue mark and we will press right where the mark is. And all the way to the end. So we should have about a 1/2 inch all along. Okay, let's clip it right away before it opens up again. Okay. Okay, now let's do the same thing with this strap. Actually, let's finish up this one. So, and I will do the other one off camera. So now we will put them together. And you see, we still have a nice wide strap. Otherwise, we would end up with a much skinnier one if we went all the way to the midline. Yeah. Okay, that looks good. So now let's do the same thing with this one. I'll do this one off camera. Okay, so now we have two pieces that we are gonna put together, and that's the outer flap that's gonna go over the back, over the closure. So that's the seam, and we put the interfacing on the main panel. Then we have the tassel. So I already prepped the tassel. So what you want to do, you just want to do little cuts, little stripes, and then you can put a nice bead on top to hold it in place. And then you need a little piece like this, because that's what we are gonna use to sew. And so let's do the accent color. We are looking at the right side. We will put the right side of the tassel down, so we are looking at the wrong side. And I already did my midline, so midline is here. Let's pinch it a little. Okay, and it's gonna be right in the middle. Okay, let's put it a little bit lower so we have enough space for sewing. And then the good side again is going down. And let's put this. So the tassel is in between like a sandwich. And then we will go to the sewing machine and we will go all around. We are not gonna sew on the bottom, just around. Okay, so when we are back, so when we are done sewing, we will just do tiny little snips around, just to for the fabric to mold around the corners when we flip it around. And then you flip it around. And just push the curve. Okay, very nice. So that's how it looks. And now we are gonna top stitch right here. Okay, so now we are gonna put the whole back together. Now it's gonna be a little bit tricky, for some people a little confusing, but I will try to explain the best I can so we do it right the first time. So we have the bag, so that's the main bag. We will flip it the way that the right side is inside. We are looking at the interfacing, so that's one. The lining, we are looking at the lining, so this is supposed to be inside. We will flip it the other way, so we are looking at all the clean edges. So just like when you are looking in the back, we see the pocket. Okay, I forgot to mention this side has to stay open because we are gonna flip the back through this opening. Then we have the flap. We are gonna be using the white part. That's gonna be facing us. This part would look nice too, but yeah, let's do the white one. And then we have the two straps that we got ready. Nice clean edges on both sides. So now let's take the back. We will open it up. And now I want the pocket to be on the other side. So I will have one pocket close to my body and the other pocket will be facing out. So we will put it this way. So the pocket facing me. No, actually, no, sorry. Let's do the flap. So the flap is gonna go on this side where the closure is, okay? And we are looking at the purple side, so that's the other side. And I already measured my midline. I have my midline here, so let's just put it together and let's clip it, because you have to do all the things at the same time, so that's why it's a little confusing. Okay, so now let's do the straps. Now the straps, we will put the straps this way. So we are not gonna put it all the way to the edge. See, we are gonna leave a little bit open because we are gonna sew here, so we need about 1/2 inch. So let's put it 1/2 inch from the edge, and then make sure that the strap is, hold on, I just want to do it this way because then it's gonna look like this. Yeah, so then we have, so 1/2 inch from the edge, and make sure it's not tangled up. And let's do the same thing on this side. So again, about 1/2 inch, which is about a centimeter from the edge, because that's where we are gonna sew. Okay, so we will do this side, and now let's do the other side. Okay, and again, about 1/2 inch from the edge, and make sure the strap is not twisted, and we will secure it on the other side 1/2 inch from the edge, from this edge. Okay, so when we have it ready like this, then we will take the lining. Actually, let me just switch the straps, because when I am carrying the strap, I want to see the clean edge. So let me redo this one, because I will be looking at this nicer edge. This is the double edge. It's just a minor detail. It's okay if you do it the other way. It's totally fine. It just, I like it this way. Okay. Now what did I do again? Here. Okay, so it's not quite 1/2 inch. This is about 1/2 inch. And 1/2 inch. Okay, let's make sure it's not twisted. Okay, so when we have it prepared like this, we will take the lining with one side opening on the side, and then we will insert it inside. And we want to see the pocket will be facing the other empty side where there is no pocket. Okay, so pocket, no pocket. This side is pocket and no pocket. And let's just secure it. So let's go around again. Let's go from the midline. Okay, and you basically have to prep it all the way around. So you will need lots of clips. Okay, you see this wouldn't work, so I have to move it a little because I need, unfortunately I picked a fabric, not very keen on this. It's cotton, and as I'm ironing it actually shrinks a little, which is okay because the lining is always supposed to be a little bit smaller, so it's not too baggy inside, but yeah, I want to make sure I have it on both sides. So it's a little tedious work. But it's gonna work out. So this is not the easiest bag to make. It is, there are a few things that you have to consider when you are making this bag. It has some curves which are not always easy. Overall, it's apart from the curves, it's not too bad. Okay, so I'm gonna do the rest off camera because I think that would be too boring for you to watch. So I will be back when when I do all the prep work. But yeah, this is it. This is if you follow all the steps, you should be okay. Okay, so I clipped the whole thing all around. Now we are gonna take it to the machine and we are just gonna sew all around. Okay, so we stitched all around on the top edge, and now because we have this piece open, we are gonna pull the hole back through that hole. It's like giving birth. Okay, so it's getting there. So let's close the, let's just make sure everything is as it should be before we close it down. You pull it all out. Nice corners, everything is in. Good, good, good. Okay, so now we are gonna close this hole. It's a little bigger than I usually have, but the back is quite big, so yeah. If you have your iron, you can iron it to make it flat so it's a little easier, or if you have the sticky tape. I think I'm gonna use my iron, but it's cold now, so I have to wait until it heats up. Maybe I will be okay. Yeah. I don't need the iron. I'll just do this. there we go. So let's stitch this part and I will be right back. Okay, so we closed up the side. We will tuck it in. Very nice. It's getting there. There are a few more things we have to do. We are almost done. So now we are just gonna top stitch around here. So again, you can iron this part so it's easier, or you can just clip it, and then we are gonna go around and we will top stitch. So for this part, we should probably switch to a purple thread, or whatever fabric you are using, because I think the white, I'm not sure how the white would look like. Maybe it would look like okay. I think I will switch it to purple. Okay, so just go all around and stitch it all around. When you come here to this part, you just stitch right here. Okay, so the back is done. It turned out pretty good. I will iron it a little bit more, but yeah, we did top stitch here all around, so so it looks nice and clean. Little logo in there if you have one. This is the bottom, and the back looks pretty good too. Nice big pocket. Yeah, so it's a medium-sized bag. It's not too big, not too small. So I was gonna do something a little special just because I have my rainbow logo. I have these rivets, so I will put them right in here. So one here and one here, and that way it's gonna have the little blink. So right about in here. So let me just get my machine. Okay, so I did one on this side, and I will do the same on the other side. I don't know if you can see. So I have my little hole puncher, and so first I'm gonna make a hole. So let's see. So it's in the same spot. So somewhere around here under the stitching. So I'm gonna make a little hole here. Is it the same? Ideally I should have my mat, but it's okay. Okay, so now we will put the male part in, and it didn't go all the way through. Okay, so I will have to make the hole a little bigger. And it did go through this time. Good. And now I have to get the female part. Okay, so this is the female, this is the male. I will put this one down here. Okay, and it's set. Okay, good. So that was the last touch up for this bag. I think it turned out pretty good. I'm just gonna iron it, make it a little bit not so wrinkly. But yeah, guys, let me know what you think. if you would change anything, if you have other suggestions. I could have done this as a magnetic lock, the same like I did on this side, but yeah, I just wanted easy access to the bag. So, you know, you open it up. We have a nice big pocket here for the phone, keys, or a water bottle. I don't know. And nice big space in the back. And yeah, so you don't have any zipper or anything. You just close it up like this, and that's it. Well, thank you for watching. I'm glad you stayed all the way to the end. And if you have any questions, any comments, please let me know. I would be more than happy to answer. If you have any suggestions, I would be very happy to hear your suggestions. Or if you have any ideas for the next project. We usually post videos every week. We make creative things like this, bags. I also do embroidery. So yeah, thank you for watching and see you next time.